Finally, we're here. Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 1. Man, Attack on Titan did not disappoint. At least for the Episode 1. Mappa, I am so glad Mappa's doing this. I couldn't even really tell that Wit Studios is not in the picture anymore. Mappa did a great job between art, edit, everything was just perfect. Art, animation, editing, the way the parts all meshed together, the way the soundtrack was laid underneath the fighting, the war, everything. First episode was indeed a perfect episode. Even with our boy a little bit of CGI Reiner in there, it was all good. It barely felt like a CGI. It was very fluid. Amazing episode. Now let's get on to the episode itself. We started the episode with Falco, and if you guys couldn't tell, there might or might not be. There's a little bit of there could be a little bit of foreshadowing going on. It's up to you to understand, and as I'm gonna say, there might be a little bit of foreshadowing there. He definitely banged his head pretty bad, and we get introduced to not only Falco but the others. And the others, I mean, they're all warrior candidates. So previously, we knew that they were warriors. People from the other side, they had warriors, and those warriors being Annie, Marco, I think Marcel. Sorry, I said Marco, but I think it's Marcel because Marco died. Damn, I'm gonna keep this in there because I'm not redoing this again. But you get the point. Annie, Reiner, Bertold, and Marcel, I think they were all warrior candidates. Now there were four. Now we get another four candidates, pretty much. Gabi, Sophia, Udo, and Falco. Another thing that's very important, if you guys did not notice, but the other person who looks a little bit higher in command of the Eldians, at least, Colt, he's Falco's brother. And Colt is, they say pretty much that Colt is the inheritor of the Beast Titan. Now, if you guys remember, we know that these guys, the Titan Shifters, they all have a life expectancy of 13 years. So that makes you think, how long does Zeke have left? You know, is Zeke supposed to pass on the Titan soon? We don't know yet. We'll see. But, think about that as well. Now, let's get into the war aspect of this episode. There's war everywhere. Marley is trying to take down Fort Slava, which is part of the Mid-East. And by the end of the episode, they succeed. Now, as you can tell, Marley has Titans, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy taking other nations by just like that. Even though they have Titans, we didn't know, but these countries, these people from the other side, they just have so much new technology, so much advanced technology that they can literally obliterate Titans left and right. Just like how they did by the end of the episode with Reiner. They easily took down Reiner with those massive, they were like anti-Titan bullets and operational machines, they were called. Great episode. And let's discuss Gabi a little bit. Gabi, as you can see, she's very quick-witted, smart, and she definitely wants the armored Titan. It looks like she might be, at least for this episode, she looks to be ahead of Falco and the others, man, because she took down that armored train in a very, specific, small, detailed plan that she made up herself, effectively saving 800 Eldians. So that already tells you, man, that she's up in there, and you probably will either hate her or love her. She's an amazing character so far. Great depiction of her character. The reason I say hate her is because you can tell that she, like, with the way she was gassing herself up, saying, do you think I'm less worth it 800 Eldians, something along those lines, saying, like, she is definitely like great, great, great. And some people just don't like that. What else? Let's get into the government aspect sides of things. You can tell that Marley is trying to take down this fort after there's a line that Zeke says, "This war was brought upon us after our failure, Reiner," something along those lines, which means, timeline-wise, it's been roughly around 4 years, or at least a few years after they lost. Reiner lost, pretty much got defeated, and they lost Bertolt and Annie. So either 4 or a few years after that has passed. Also, you can kind of tell because Reiner looks older, obviously. But they're fighting pretty much. They brought this war either to take down a nation by force because they wanted it, or also because maybe they wanted to show off despite even being defeated after the island, where Eren was or is, they want to show the world that, or they might want to show the world that, hey, despite us not having Titans anymore, 2 of these Titans, we still got our power. If you're not reading those info cards by the half of the episode, I suggest you read them. An important thing they mention is, for example, what kind of government Marley is, and it says military dictatorship. As you know, guys, dictatorship is not good. I don't know if you think dictatorship is good. I don't know. I mean, you do you, but not into getting into politics, because I'm not political at all, and I know nothing about politics. But generally, I wouldn't think that dictatorships are good. And as you can see, the way that they treat their soldiers, and those soldiers being Eldians, they treat them as like they are devils, and as they are trash. And it's not only the Marley who does that, but also even the others. As you can see, when Falco's healing up that soldier that was down, the guy is like, "Get off me, you devil," So that means how that just puts things into perspective, how things are on the other side of the sea. These Eldians, who are pretty much kind of slaves to Marley, they're not treated well. And I mean, slaves already implicates that they're not treating well. But even their warriors, even their soldiers, they're not treated well. Let's go on to Zeke and Reiner a little bit more. As you can tell, Zeke has an ability that was foreshadowed before. It was actually shown in season 3, that he can turn Titans, he can turn Eldians into Titans pretty much. And he does this by a scream. We don't know how he does this, or how he has this ability of how he can make these Eldians get into it. It might be shown in the future. Very interesting, very important. It could be for the future of the story. And Reiner, to finish off with Reiner, man, poor Reiner, man. He just keeps getting knocked and knocked and knocked. And, he definitely took some blows this episode by the end. We don't know if he's alive or if he's not, but you tell me, what do you think? Is he alive? Reiner has a lot of plot armor, so we don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you want to talk something else without being without spoiling, in the comments for the anime onlys, feel free to comment, like this video, subscribe. This is my first review, and I don't think this is really a review. This is more like a discussion. Because it did not feel like a review to me, and I don't think I'm that good at reviewing. So it's more like to get things off my head. So yeah. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and with that, we out. Peace.